In today's Health Alert, it's not just COVID symptoms that can persist for months. New research shows people can also develop long colds. Our chief health editor, Dr. Partha Nandi, is here to explain. And Doc, what is a long cold? How does it compare to long COVID?
So, Brian, this latest study actually indicates that long-lasting symptoms really are not unique to COVID-19, which is surprising to some folks, right? The researchers in the UK surveyed more than 10,000 citizens back in 2021 through an ongoing study of COVID-19. Now, people who developed respiratory infections were quizzed on 16 specific symptoms. Of the people who felt ill, 13% were diagnosed with COVID. That's right, 13%. Another 4.6% were diagnosed with non-COVID infections like the common cold, the flu, ear infections, bronchitis. Here's what they found, that 22% of folks diagnosed with COVID-19 suffered lingering symptoms after their infection. And then what happened was the persistent symptoms were different. The people recovering from COVID were more likely to report lightheadedness, dizziness, issues with taste and smell. They also experienced heart palpitations, sweating, loss of hair. And in contrast, those with non-COVID infections were more likely to experience coughing, stomach pain, diarrhea that lasted a month or more. Now, this shows that lingering symptoms really are not just a COVID thing, and other respiratory bugs can leave you feeling not so well for quite a while afterwards, too. I think it's surprising for a lot of people.
It certainly is. And is there anything in particular that leads to these lingering symptoms, Doc? What can people do?
So the study, Brian, suggests that the sicker you are, the more likely you'll experience long illnesses, regardless of the type of respiratory infection. That intuitively makes sense. Having said that, though, even milder cases can result in prolonged symptoms. That's important for folks to hear. So it's not quite clear why some people end up with lingering symptoms while others do not. But it wouldn't surprise me if multiple factors were involved, like genetics or person's overall health and the type of pathogen, right? The type of bug they're infected with. Now, what this study tells me is that we all need to do our best to keep our bodies healthy overall. That means eating nutrient-dense foods, like not potato chips and a bunch of crap. Cutting back on high-calorie junk foods and getting 7 or more hours of sleep per night. I got to work on that as well. Drink moderately, avoid smoking, and getting at least 150 minutes of physical activity each week. Also, you can protect yourself against some of these respiratory illnesses, and I've talked about it, by getting vaccinated for the flu and COVID-19. RSV shots are also available for older adults, and I recommend that you speak to your doctor about what you can do to avoid being infected in the first place. And that's the key. And amongst all this, people get infections that can last a long time. They say, I'm not going to worry about it because, COVID is not going to hit me. But remember, a fair number of people are going to get symptoms for a longer period of time. So we got to do everything we can to prevent it.
All right. As always, Doc, grateful for your expertise. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And if you have a health question for the doctor, you can email him, Dr. Nandi, at askdrnandi.com, or send it to us on Facebook or Twitter.